Hey everybody, it's me, Jason the Cartoon Fan. Now, usually in my cartoon merchandise videos, I would give you guys and gals an update on where I've been, since it usually takes a while for me to upload these kinds of videos. In this case, however, I already did a pretty good job explaining what's been going on with me lately in my previous video. So if you want to be updated and don't mind wasting approximately 5.5 minutes of your life to do so, the link to that video will be in the description, so you can watch that video first. Alright, now that the obligatory introduction is out of the way, it's time to get the video officially started. In this video, I'm going to be showing you yet another batch of cartoon merchandise that I purchased within the past 2 weeks. And since I don't have too much space on my phone, which is the device I use to make most of my videos with right now, let's not waste any more time. Time to rock and roll like the Mighty Ducks, if anybody remembers that cartoon. First off, here are 2 Hot Wheels cars for SpongeBob SquarePants. Back in December, I made a video about my Christmas presents in 2019, which was also where I showed viewers, here let me zoom the camera in, 4 other Hot Wheels cars for SpongeBob. Well, these 2 cars are part of the same series as those other 4. In fact, those who actually watched that video will know that these 2 cars were the only ones that I needed in order to get the complete set. These 2 Hot Wheels SpongeBob cars are for Squidward and Plankton, and the other 4 Hot Wheels cars for SpongeBob were for Patrick, Mr. Krabs, Gary, and of course, SpongeBob himself. These cars all have some really cool designs. Here's the back of the Plankton one. The back of each car's package looks pretty much the same. So like I said, I really love the designs on these toy cars. And I also like how all of them, except for SpongeBob's for some weird reason, have a different quote from each character painted on the actual car. So yeah, I'm definitely happy to now have the complete set of SpongeBob Hot Wheel cars, which were released for the show's 20th anniversary last year. I bought both of these 2 cars at Walmart for $2 each, and I definitely recommend all 6 SpongeBob Hot Wheels cars to anybody who's a big fan of the show, like me. You know, as soon as the coronavirus is cured and it's safe to go to the store again. Since we're on the topic of SpongeBob right now, I might as well show you some other cool SpongeBob items. These are 7, count them, 7 SpongeBob buttons that I purchased at Hot Topic on Saturday, March 7th. And Hot Topic is currently selling buttons and pop vinyl figures for the show's many different memes. In 2 of my previous visits to Hot Topic, I purchased a button featuring Merman Man and Barnacle Boy from SpongeBob, and a real-life version of Squidward's I Really Wish I Weren't Here Right Now button. Well, it turns out that those buttons only scratch the surface when it comes to Hot Topic SpongeBob buttons. Heck, even these 7 buttons, again, 7 buttons, which bring the total number of SpongeBob buttons from Hot Topic that I own up to 9. 9 different buttons from Hot Topic, the same Hot Topic I should add, for the same show. Even these buttons are just scratching a little bit more of the aforementioned surface, as there are also buttons of, among other iconic moments from the show, SpongeBob's famous I'm ugly and I'm proud line from Something Smells, and the infamous me-oi gibberish that came out of the mouth of Doodlebob in the episode Frankendoodle. So these particular buttons are of Hi Kevin from I'm Your Biggest Fanatic. This is a load of barnacles from the episode Pre-Hibernation Week. Or was it the sponge who could fly? I don't remember exactly which episode. I know that it was one of those 2 episodes, but not specifically which episode. This iconic picture of Mr. Krabs looking dazed and confused, that's from the episode Patty Hype. You know, the one where SpongeBob creates the pretty patties, and Mr. Krabs sells them as his own, and they start having horrible side effects on the citizens of Bikini Bottom. So Mr. Krabs is all confused right now because he's shocked that everybody in town is upset because he made it kind of a goal to try to steal the patties away from SpongeBob, if you've seen that episode. And then, a button that I mentioned Hot Topic having earlier in a previous video, but I finally have it in my collection now, of Patrick delivering his famous question, "Is mayonnaise an instrument?" from the episode Band Geeks, aka the best SpongeBob episode ever. You guys can't argue with that. I'm sorry. There are other really good SpongeBob episodes, but Band Geeks will always be the best in my opinion, and most other fans of the show's opinions. And then we have an official button of Squidward's bold and brass painting from the episode Artist Unknown, or should I say, belongs in the trash. And then, no, you're not seeing things. This is an official button of Red Mist Squidward. You know, the infamous creepypasta of SpongeBob, who became so well known among the show's community that he actually managed to appear in an episode of SpongeBob, and it scared children so much that they actually edited it out of the episode. Yes, this is an official button of the show now. I'm not sure if you can see it on the side here, but it actually says copyright 2020 Viacom. So yeah, this is a new button. All the other buttons have a 2019 copyright date. Oh wait, I forgot this one, which is of Evil Patrick from the episode Nature Pants. So yeah, a pretty cool batch of buttons representing some of the show's most iconic memes. Alright, so now it's time for me to show you another SpongeBob item that I purchased at Hot Topic. The same Hot Topic, on the exact same day. Imagination SpongeBob. To be more accurate, a pop vinyl figure of him. So, there is a normal version of this pop that you can purchase at any store, well, pretty much any store, that sells pop vinyl figures. But this particular version of the pop is exclusive to Hot Topic because it is part of a series called the Diamond Collection. So, they are special edition versions of select pop vinyl figures that have glitter on certain parts of the pop. I actually own another Diamond Collection pop. Here, let me move this box out of the way. See? I have the Diamond Collection pop of Mulan. And you can see that there's glitter on her matchmaker outfit. But this particular pop has glitter all over it, including SpongeBob and the rainbow that he magically forms. This is a really cool pop, and I like this version over the regular version simply because I think that the glitter kind of adds to the magic of this particular moment, if you know what I mean. So yeah, me wanting to get this pop is the reason why I didn't buy all the other SpongeBob buttons that Hot Topic was selling that I mentioned earlier, even though I really, really wanted them. Because, I mean, they're cool, but you know, they're buttons. This is a full-blown pop figure of one of the show's most iconic memes. So I'm definitely happy to have it. And this isn't even the only SpongeBob pop that's exclusive to Hot Topic that I own. I also own the Hot Topic exclusive pop of SpongeBob in his Band Geeks outfit. Pretty neat. Alrighty, so moving on. Okay, this is the last thing for SpongeBob that I have in this video, I swear. This is the original 2004 box set printing of the SpongeBob SquarePants second season DVD set. Man, this set was my nostalgia. I still have all the lyrics for the song that was in the commercial for this DVD memorized by heart just because of the sheer number of times I saw that ad on my old Nickelodeon DVDs, VHS tapes, and video games. I used to have a different copy of this set when I was very little, but I was foolish enough to eventually get rid of it when I was about 7 years old in 2012. It did get re-released in a standard-sized DVD case back in 2011, but personally, I think that the original release of this set has much cooler artwork. Thankfully, my biological mom, who just moved here in my home state of California from Oregon, bought me another copy of the DVD used from Amazon. It was supposed to be sent to me as a Christmas gift, but I didn't receive it until last weekend, specifically on Saturday, March 14th. Still, better late than never. Even though it's a used copy from a secondhand retailer from Amazon, it's still in a pretty good condition, minus this little crush that you can see on the left side of the box, which I believe was more likely caused by the Amazon shipper not being careful with delivering the DVD set, rather than by the seller himself. Or herself, you never know. And the person who previously owned the set even took the time to only tear off the shrink wrap at the very bottom of the box so the case is holding the disc can slide out, rather than removing the entire shrink wrap. Therefore, this little paper glued onto the back of the box, which lists all the episodes and special features that are on each of the 3 discs, is still glued on here. Man, I wish I was good enough in unboxing things to do something like that with my DVDs and Blu-rays featuring slipcovers. Then, their slipcovers would be harder to get damaged. Anyway, let's actually take a look at what's inside. So, here's the front. It has SpongeBob, of course. It says the complete second season in the old school Nickelodeon and SpongeBob SquarePants logos. And one thing that I really like about this box set is that the slipcover that's on top of the box that's holding the cases with the disc is completely embossed. The Nickelodeon and SpongeBob SquarePants logos are embossed. The complete second season is embossed. SpongeBob's face is embossed. The window that he's staring out of is embossed. And even the pineapple design in the background of the box is designed. Embossed. Of course it's designed. Why would it not be designed? It's a design. I meant to say embossed. Man, I actually wrote a script for this video, and I still somehow messed up. I don't know how that's possible, but I digress. Let's continue. So here's the left side, right side, and the back of the box, listing all the episodes that are included on each of the 3 discs, as well as the special features like I mentioned earlier. One cool thing about this DVD is that Shanghai is listed on here as You Wish, the original name for the episode, when it originally aired as a special where viewers could vote on how they wanted the episode to end. Even though it's listed under that original title, however, the original version of the episode, which only aired on Nickelodeon once, isn't on this DVD set. However, It is on the first 100 episodes DVD set, which I actually own, so I can watch that version of the episode. It is missing the original 1-800 number that would have allowed viewers to vote on how they wanted the episode to end, but let's be honest, that phone number probably doesn't even work anymore, so yeah. Alrighty, so let's see what we have underneath. Oh, that's some pretty neat artwork, guys. Chock full of episode references. Look, there's Wormy. There's Mrs. Puff trying to break into SpongeBob's house like in the episode No Free Rides. Look, there's Patrick with the smelly breath. In the chocolate bar. Chocolate with nuts wasn't until season 3, you artist. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to offend the artist of this cover art who's actually credited on the bottom of the box. But I'm just saying, it's full of episode references, so, I mean, it's not the worst thing ever. I mean, just try to keep your continuity straight, okay? But then again, SpongeBob doesn't really do continuity, so I guess you're out of the clear. Alright. So now that we've taken a good look at the really nice artwork that's on the box, here are the cases that are underneath. So, here is disc 1, featuring SpongeBob, Patrick, and Wormy on the front cover. Man, I'm getting oodles of nostalgia. No joke, season 2 of SpongeBob is my favorite season of the show. So I'm definitely happy to have this DVD set, even though I already have all the episodes from this season on the first 100 episodes DVD set. I have seasons 1 and 3 of SpongeBob on DVD individually, and now I have season 2 on DVD individually, but I also have the first 100 episodes DVD set because there are different special features on the first 100 episode set from seasons 1, 2, and 3 of SpongeBob on DVD individually. So here's the disc, pretty nice looking artwork, and just like with the complete first season DVD set, it comes with an insert that is a letter from the late Steven Hillenburg. Rest in peace, my guy. Alrighty, so here's disc 2, featuring Merman Man and Barnacle Boy, as well as SpongeBob and Patrick dressed up as Merman Man and Barnacle Boy on the front cover. And, of course, this disc contains the best SpongeBob episode ever, Band Geeks. Once again, pretty nice looking artwork on the disc. And then finally, disc 3, featuring SpongeBob and Squidward looking all scared on the front cover, alongside the hash-slinging slasher. Alright, let me pause the camera so I can put all this stuff back in here. Alrighty, so I put everything back in here. So that's all the SpongeBob stuff that I got, so let's move on. First, for the non-SpongeBob stuff that I purchased recently, here are 3 other buttons that I got on Hot Topic on the same day as the SpongeBob ones, and also the SpongeBob Pop vinyl figure that I got. First off, let's start with this pin of She-Ra from She-Ra and the Princesses of Power, which I still haven't gotten around to watching yet, but I will eventually watch it, I swear. It's just that this button was so cheap, it was only $1 Hot Topic, that I couldn't resist buying it. Next, this button features Courage from Courage the Cowardly Dog, and you can see that the show's logo is printed at the bottom. Last, but oh boy not least, actually, I think it's probably the best of the things that I got. With a personal bias in mind, which I'll explain right now. So this button features Harley Quinn as she appears in her recent solo movie, Birds of Prey. I like all 3 of these buttons, but I especially dig the Harley Quinn one. Why? Because Harley is actually another one of my fictional character crushes. I'd say that she would be at number 5 in the top 5, behind only, from lowest to highest on this part of my crush list, Princess Candy from Dave the Barbarian, Rosalina from the Mario franchise, And of course, if you've been paying attention to all my previous videos, Ilana from Symbionic Titan and Lapis Lazuli from Steven Universe. So I like how this button featuring her is shaped like a heart and has Harley with her lips and hand positioned in a way that it makes it seem like she's blowing a kiss to me. In fact, I looked this button up in Hot Topic's website just for curiosity's sake, and I found out that this button was actually released for Valentine's Day. So in a way, this is Harley's Valentine's Day gift for me. Sweet. Next off, we have a blind box figure that I bought in the clearance section of Hot Topic for Cartoon Network. You can see all the different characters that you can get in this series. So that's super cool. I opened it up already, and I got Bubbles from the Powerpuff Girls. Pretty cool. Next off, we have Pez dispensers of Phineas, Ferb, and Candace from Phineas and Ferb. My dad got all 3 of these Pez dispensers for me last Monday, March 9th, since his job is driving delivery trucks to different stores. And just by chance, he got to deliver Pez dispensers and candy last week. He told me that he was at the Pez factory over in California, and he found those Pez dispensers and paid the guy in charge of making sure distributors of the dispensers got the ones they needed to deliver, so he could get these 3 for me. Now, I actually already own the Pez dispensers of Phineas and Ferb because I got them for Christmas back in 2018. But not only did I get Candace, which I didn't have in my collection of Pez dispensers before. Yes, I collect Pez dispensers, don't judge me. But also, now I can have both of these Pez dispensers in their original package. When I got the other copies of these Pez dispensers for Christmas in 2018, they were in a generic wrapper with the Pez logo printed on it. But these versions are actually in a special Pez package themed after the show. So I decided to keep the Phineas and Ferb Pez dispensers, the duplicates of them, in their original package, even though this means that the candy will go to waste. So people who come to my room can see those 2 dispensers both in and out of the packages they come in. Candace's Pez dispenser also comes in this special packaging, but I decided to open hers since I didn't have it yet, and I wanted to put her on display with her brother and stepbrother alongside the other Disney Pez dispensers that I own. Yeah, I have quite a collection here. Next off, some comic books. Yeah, I know, I haven't showed comic books in any of my merchandise videos for this channel in a very long time. I bought them at a retailer known as Dr. Comics and Mr. Games, which, as the name suggests, sells both comic books and board games, though they also sell pop figures and other toys themed after movies and TV shows. I visited their one and only location, which is in Oakland, California, as you can see from the bag that these comics are stored in, while I was visiting my mom, who, as I mentioned earlier in this video, now lives in California just like me, this past Saturday, which was March 14th, at her new home in the city of San Leandro, which is actually only a temporary new home, as she's moving to Stockton, which is only an hour away from my hometown of Tracy, next month. So yeah, these are pretty cool. I don't really collect comic books, unless you count Archie, but I do like buying comic books for cartoons that I like, simply because they're more merchandise for the cartoons that I like. Alrighty, so let's see which comics we have in here. Oops, some of them do not want to fall out of the bag. I wouldn't blame them, but still. Alrighty, I'm getting them, I swear. Okay, so let's take a look at what we got. First off, a Rugrats comic book from the publisher Kaboom Comics, a Peanuts comic book, which features both new stories done by different artists, as well as reprints of some of the original Sunday Peanuts comic strips done by, well, Charles Schulz. After all, he was the only one who did the comic, and he made it clear that he didn't have any assistants working with him on it. Next off is a giant comic book for the Disney Afternoon featuring Darkwing Duck, as you can tell from the cover, and Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers. This isn't really a special one because it's reprints of the older Darkwing Duck and Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers comic books that were published back in the early 2010s. Ironically enough, by Kaboom Comics. Disney discontinued their licensing with Kaboom back in, I think it was like 2012, if I remember correctly, because of the fact that the Incredibles comic book that they were publishing ended on a cliffhanger. Ironically, though, Disney now owns 20% of Kaboom Comics, thanks to their 2019 acquisition of 20th Century Fox. So, now Disney owns a portion of that company. So, are they going to make new comics with Kaboom? That would be interesting. Alright, next off, we have two old comic books for DuckTales that were published by the former Disney publisher Gladstone. They include a mix of both new stories as well as reprints of some of the old Uncle Scrooge comic books by Carl Barks. That's cool. One thing that bothers me, though, is that Scrooge's shirt is colored blue on the covers, just like his shirt is colored on the actual original DuckTales cartoon. But in the new comics, his shirt is colored red, just like in the Carl Barks comics, and also the new version of DuckTales. I don't know why they did that. Maybe it was just for consistency's sake. Alrighty, then I have three brand new comic books for Scooby-Doo and Looney Tunes. These are the latest issues of their respective comics. So yeah, that's everything. If you like this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you want to, make sure to comment on the video and subscribe. See you guys next time.